Subject English, Standard 4th. Hello students, I am Shruti Nanaware. And today we are going to learn about lesson number 27, the dreadful guest. Here, dreadful means fearful. So now let's start with our lesson. I'm going to read the lesson. So listen it carefully. Then we'll start with the explanation. The dreadful guest. Once upon a time, the king of Russia decided to hold a grand feast. He invited princes, rich merchants, brave warriors, and all the important people in his kingdom. On the night of the feast, the king and his guest sat together at a long table in the banquet hall. They talked and laughed, and everyone was happy. So here in this paragraph we learn that once the king of Russia held a grand feast. Feast means a large special meal. He invited many important people for the feast. On the night of the feast, the king and his guest sat at the table in the banquet hall. Banquet means a hall where grand feasts are held. They were all enjoying, talking, laughing, and everyone was happy. Meanings: dreadful. Dreadful means causing fear or suffering. Second, banquet, a large formal meal for many people. Next paragraph. Suddenly, a huge animal burst into the hall. It was a horrible-looking dragon. It was as tall as a tree, as broad as a house, with teeth like spikes and claws like knives. His skin was hard and scaly, and his eyes red. Red hot flames shot forth from his mouth, and black smoke from his nostrils. Now this dragon was also a very mean creature. He loved to be a spoil sport and a killjoy. He walked straight to the head of the table and pushed himself between the king and the queen. Everyone stopped talking. Everyone was scared. Well, not everyone. The brave warrior Ivan was not afraid of dragons. "What a rude, impolite creature you are," he said angrily. While they were at the table, a huge, horrible dragon, as tall as a tree, as broad as a house, with teeth like spikes. Spikes means a narrow, thin shape with a sharp point at one end, and claws like knife, with hard and scaly skin. Scaly means having thin, hard part that covers the skin, with red eyes and hot flames shot forth. Now, shot forth means coming out quickly from his mouth, and black smoke from his nostrils. The dragon was a mean creature. He loved to be a spoil sport, means to stop other people from enjoying themselves, and killjoy. Killjoy means interfering in other people's fun. Burst means entered into the hall. Everyone was scared except Ivan. He called the dragon a rude, impolite creature. Meanings: first one, burst into means entered suddenly and noisily. Second, dragon, a large, fierce, imaginary animal, usually represented with wings, a long tail, and fire coming out of its mouth. Third, spikes, a narrow, thin shape with a sharp point at one end. Fourth, scaly, having thin hard parts that covers the skin. Fifth, short fourth, came out quickly. Sixth, spoil sport, a person who stops other people from enjoying themselves. Seventh, killjoy, a person who interferes in other people's fun. Eighth, impolite means rude. Next paragraph. Just then the servants brought in the food and set the platters on the table. But before they had a chance to serve the food to the king and the queen and the guest, the dragon began to gobble up everything. The king and the queen did not know what to do. Nobody could stop the dragon, but Yvonne spoke up again. Nobody has ever taught you any manners, I can see, he said. I hope you choke on the food you are gobbling up so greedily. In this paragraph, we understand that when the servants brought the food and set the platters, now platters means a large plates used for serving the food. Before they could serve the food, the dragon began to gobble up all the food. Gobble means to eat the food fast. Nobody could stop the dragon, but Yvonne asked him if no one had taught any manners to him and said that he hoped that the dragon chokes on the food. Chokes means the food gets stuck or it becomes difficult to move the food from your mouth into your throat or esophagus when you start to swallow. Meanings. First one, platters, a large plates used for serving food. Second, gobble up, to eat the food fast. Next paragraph. Now this was more than the dragon could stand. He puffed out fire and sprang to his feet. I dare you to come out and fight with me, Yvonne, he roared. Are you ready? Of course, said Yvonne. What have you done, Yvonne? Said the king. Let's put up with the dragon for some more time. You cannot fight a dragon. It will burn and kill you in no time. Now the dragon could not bear the insult. He puffed out fire. Puffed out means blowing out with a short breath. And sprang. Sprang means jump suddenly to Yvonne's feet and dared him to fight him. Yvonne agreed. Hearing this, the king said, let's put up with the dragon. Put up means to accept his bad behavior for some more time, otherwise dragon will burn and kill him in no time. Meaning. Sprang means moved quickly and suddenly towards a particular place. Next paragraph. But Ivan was not afraid. He knew that the dragons were dreadful but not intelligent. He was sure he could find a way of killing the dragon. Everyone walked out to the palace courtyard. The dragon and the brave warrior faced each other. The dragon smiled a very mean and wicked smile. Now, how shall I kill you, you silly fool? He asked. Yvonne, shall I burn you death? Shall I smother you with fumes, or shall I eat you up with my spiked teeth? Ivan knew that dragons were not intelligent. He was sure he could find a way of killing a dragon. Everyone went to the palace courtyard. The dragon and brave Yvonne faced each other. The dragon asked Yvonne, how he could kill him. Shall he burn him? Smother him with fumes. Smother means by covering his face with fumes. Fumes means strong and unpleasant and sometimes dangerous gas or smoke. Or tear him up with his claws or eat him up with pointed teeth. Meanings. First, smoother means to kill someone by covering their face so that they cannot breathe. Second, fumes, strong, unpleasant, and sometimes dangerous gases or smoke. Next paragraph. In the meanwhile, however, the clever Yvonne had thought of a way of tricking the wicked creature. He folded his arms on his chest and said in a clear voice, "Now look here. When you dared me to fight you, I agreed readily. I thought it would be a fight between just the two of us." Then he pointed behind the dragon. "Why have you brought the whole army to help you fight?" The dragon was as stupid as Yvonne thought him to be. He turned his head to see what Yvonne was pointing at. Quick as a flash of lightning, Yvonne drew his sword and cut off the dragon's head. There he said, "We won't have to put up this dreadful guest ever again." While the dragon asked Yvonne how he should kill him, Yvonne got thinking of a plan. He knew that the dragons are not intelligent, so he decided to trick it. He pointed behind the dragon and asked the dragon why he had brought a whole army to fight when it was supposed to be a fight only between the two of them. As soon as the dragon turned his head to see of which army Yvonne was talking about, Yvonne drew out his sword and cut off the dragon's head. Meaning. Put up with means to accept bad behavior. So students, hope you have understood our today's lesson. So keep learning and stay safe. Thank you.